Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Another day, another season of EA College Football. My name is Sandwich, going to be taking you through this semester's action. Here in the fall, we're opening up with a rookie on the field here on those Oregon Ducks. BradSnappa going to be joining some familiar faces later on in the stream. BigSneezy and Adonis going to be on your screens as well tonight here for some best of three action. Looks like it's going to be Brad starting off on the defensive side of the football here for this opening kick.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return.
No, excuse me, had it backwards. It's going to be BradSnappa starting off on the offensive side of the football on those Oregon Ducks. We do have the scoreboard correct here. And a new face in this post-university lineup for college football 25. Got two other players on stream, 5 players overall. It's going to be joining a stacked lineup. First snap under center, going to be good for a gain of 9. He's joining a team that on stream tonight, BigSneezy, who finished 4th in the spring semester of college football 25. Adonis, who rounded out at top 8. Two players who made deep runs into the postseason. Navy and Monster Mash rounded out R5. Two players who are looking to improve following spring semesters where they missed the playoffs. Brad, the screen pass on second down, looking to get the first down and more. 8 yards short of midfield. Nice balanced attack here for Brad. Nothing crazy. Don't need to throw haymakers this early on, especially because it looks like we're not playing on a neutral field this time around. It's like both players are willing to let it ride. BradSnappa going to let it ride to the outside. Going to move the chains once more. 3 plays, 2 first downs. Superb movement up the field right now for BradSnappa. We'll stick with Brad. He did not have Sneezy or Adonis in their games. Snappa was the first at the line of scrimmage, so he's going to be the one opening up the contest here for post-university. Maybe looking to take a couple of deep shots downfield here on the play action. He's going to move out of the pocket, wise to get out of bounds. We saw many a fumble in college football 25 last semester from teams on all sides, looking to get a little too eager for a couple of extra yards and giving up the football. Wise moves from Snappa that time. Just going to move the chain, safe yardage here for post-university. Of course, Swiss stage regular season format. So here in week 1, Brad could be playing any kind of opponent. Going to move the sticks this time through the air as we approach the shadow of the red zone here at the 25-yard line. Brad's certainly not going to be denied. Looks like some pressing coverage out of the University of Nebraska Kearney defense. Got to watch that left sideline if someone's open. Brad seeing nothing. Going to roll out of the pocket. Buy him some time to scramble down the right sideline once more for a gain of 7. He's daring UNK, the unction, to pull up with some extra defenders. So far, 2 rollouts to the right side, going for positive yardage here on this drive. 2nd and 3, more play action. He's got a man streaking down to the left sideline. One man to beat the juke move, going to take it all the way to the house. Touchdown, post-university. Superb opening drive for BradSnappa. The kick is good. Cool, calm, and collected. Despite home field advantage going the way of UNK here in game 1. Unfazed by the stadium pulse we saw on that drive. Now it's up for UNK in the response. Looking to run it down the right sideline. Going to go nowhere. Should have opted for the touchback as they're out at the 22. Again, Swiss stage. You could be facing any kind of player. You could be facing potential playoff demons, future playoff matchups. Or he could be facing fellow rookies who just don't quite know what this level of competition can bring yet. First down, good for a gain of 4. And we'll stick with Snappa on this drive before we take a brief check on Adonis and Sneezy. We'll want to see what those two have going on this early in the season. Both had some explosive plays. Could have been an explosive play there. Looked like the UNK quarterback maybe intentionally overthrowing. You see the man open, see the defender second. Don't throw it his direction. Could have been intercepted. Instead, we're going to have 3rd and medium for the UNK Lopers. Meanwhile, BradSnappa looking to get his first 3 and out here. Once again in that middle linebacker position. Dangerous ball somehow makes it into the hands of the offense. Excuse me. You see it on the slow-mo there. Going right through the defender's hands. Not in picture-perfect position for that interception. Sometimes that'll happen. Play under center. Mesh. Well read by BradSnappa. Just a step too slow. Going to be enough to stop them short of the sticks here. But it'll be 2nd and inches for UNK here. Now for 2nd and inches, going to get past 1. Was able to slow him up enough for the defense to recover. And we saw this a lot. Defense so difficult in college football 26, college football 25 last semester. Even in the regular season, felt like shootouts, staring contests. Not when you're throwing it right there, rifling it into double coverage. Too easy for BradSnappa that time. Had a wealth of defenders on that right sideline. Not going to opt for the scramble, instead going to test their ability to thread the needle and come up empty. It's a takeaway for BradSnappa and Post University. That's a tough one. You saw this roll out numerous times from BradSnappa on his drive. Had the numbers advantage on his side so he could scramble. Saw him pass out of it. BradSnappa well aware of the counter. Going to stack the numbers in his favor. Not able to get the numbers in his favor that time. Short a couple blockers and gets brought down for a loss of 1. So UNK blinking first with that first turnover. How is Post University going to respond? Finding a man, streaking out towards the right sideline. Possession catch to keep it in bounds. Not taking any chances there. BradSnappa once again under center, a flag on the field.
Your eyes are focused on something they shouldn't be focused on.
We believe that's going to be delay of game. Yeah, 1st and 15, so slight 5-yard penalty. BradSnappa's had lots of chunk plays so far. Not sure how phased he is. He's got a man down the left sideline. He's got a step on his defender. No safety help over the top. From 1st and 15 to a touchdown. Post University up 14-0 here in game 1. Just buying more space with that turnover. Forget going for the sticks. BradSnappa going for the goal line on that one. Went big game hunting and came up huge. We will take that to transition. Just to see if we can't figure out what our fellow Post University Eagles are up to here. It's like Sneezy taking the field. Adonis still not on the field. We'll see what's going on with him. We'll swap to Sneezy in just a little bit. He is quite literally approaching the field as we speak. He's still going through the pregame animation. Still haven't even quite gotten through kickoff. And meanwhile, BradSnappa already looking pretty comfortable here in the first quarter. Stuffed him on 1st and 10. Now a loss of yards on 2nd and 10. Going to be 3rd and 11 here for the Lopers. Yes, sir. BigSneezy making his way onto the field. See if BradSnappa can't get the stop here, and we'll tune in to the man who got top 4 in our spring contest. A wealth of crossing routes over the middle. BigSnappa had to pick his poison. Meanwhile, the Lopers eloping their way out to the red zone to bring about the end of the first quarter. Didn't have enough middle linebacker help in the middle of the field. Had to pick your poison on the wealth of crossing routes. And now, once again, University of Nebraska Kearney, they got this far on their opening drive. Looking for a change of fate here in the red zone to put some points on the board. Under center, quick pass to the right sideline. 3-yard gain, but nothing more for the Lopers. Nice safe option underneath the defense there on 1st and 10. Now looking to run on 2nd and 7. The first down and more. The safety's able to buy time for the defense. And now 1st and goal from the 5 for the Lopers. Could be a goose egg for not much longer here early on in the second quarter. Gonna run it on 1st and goal. Part the season for the touchdown. And it's a 1-possession game for BradSnappa and the Lopers. That is going to be our cue, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with BradSnappa in just a little bit. As I mentioned, not going to be the only post-University Eagle on our screen today. Let's hope Sneezy did not take a delay of game to get us to this point. 1st and 15. Got to see which team. Another delay of game. BigSneezy's man. And that's BigSneezy on defense here. So BigSneezy's in, but BigSneezy, yeah, the pause screen understandably coming out for Sneezy and company. I don't think it's him who's actually AFK, but we will get the scores moved around. And we will probably head back towards BradSnappa's game. This was unfortunately something that occurred last regular season as well, where players just couldn't get on the air because folks were not in the building, causing early forfeits, wreaking havoc on opponents, or opponents just showing up late, not quite there. They weren't quite able to shine. Longtime viewers are going to remember when Adonis dropped a league-leading 81 points and a half that we didn't get to see because it was so quick before his opponents left the game. And we are going to take it to BRB for just a brief moment as we get back. Take a brief stop by the Adonis stream. So far, Adonis still not online. Not sure if he is streaming his game. And just as I say that, Sneezy is gonna make it back out onto the pitch, but his peer, okay. The University of Rio Grande Red Storm are definitely not in the building, at least not yet. I don't think, I guess we'll see if we call that a forfeit or not. To start a game like that and actually not be here is kind of insane. Speaking of insane, got BradSnappa already approaching the red zone. Felt like we left him for just a minute and we're already back. Excuse me as we need to fix a minor audio problem here. Don't worry, we'll be back in here for 1st and 10 from the 30. You saw the offensive comparison right now. Of course, that's the sort of thing that's going to result in doubling your score. Under center, bubble screen pass for Moore on the left side of the field. Looking to cut it inside. Brought down just short of the first down. Playbook is wide open. BradSnappa's oyster here on 2nd and short. The defense at his mercy. So many options. Even if he gets stuffed here, still has 3rd down and 4th down to operate with. Adonis got a forfeit. Another day, another forfeit for Adonis. Congratulations to him as he moves on to 1-0. Has to be leading the league in forfeits over this semester and past. At least that's what it feels like. That is insane. So it will just be BigSneezy and BradSnappa on our screens tonight. Of course, BradSnappa lucky it was 2nd and short because he is stuffed on 2nd down. Now 3rd and 1. I would say you're feeling good about a field goal, but plenty of players in this league last semester running 4-down offenses even as early as the 2nd quarter in a regular season contest. So you wonder how BradSnappa, the rookie, is going to play. Oh, BradSnappa might have been looking for his running back, able to make something out of nothing. Not sure if that was a read option. Looked like he was trying to hand it off to the back. Still able to find a man open after some scrambling under center. And world's your oyster when you only need 1 yard. BradSnappa able to take that comfort in stride. Now at his own 18. Slants in, looking to scramble. Got to try to turn that corner. Cannot worry about trying to find the port in the storm there. A wealth of Lopers defenders hovering those 2 slants moving towards the right sideline. So you don't get the big home run, 1 pass play, but you keep the chains moving, keeping your turnovers low. So important, especially here in the 2nd quarter. And approaching the right sideline. Wise move, the rocket catch, secure catch. Got hit as he made as he attempted to make the reception. And BradSnappa coming up short because of it. A wise play to user the receiver early. Could have been a crisis if he let the CPUs just keep running that route with 2 defenders in his airspace. Instead, it'll be incomplete for 3rd and 6. Looks like Sneezy is once again taking the field as well. We'll see if that remains. Meanwhile, bring out the red carpet. Multiple receivers turned blockers on that right sideline. And that's what we were talking about. The difference in this scrambling offense between the Lopers and our post-university Eagles. Have a numbers advantage for that time for post-university. And it's 1st and goal from the 7. Loaded backfield. Gonna do enough to get us to the 1 yard line. Able to get us past the line of scrimmage and the extra man. Able to block 1. The rest of the secondary able to collapse on the running back.
Looking for just 1 more yard. It's 2nd and goal.
With 1 yard between BradSnappa and a dream. He's done it several times on this drive to move the sticks. Now it's time to break into the end zone. 1 yard. Between post-university and another touchdown. Finds the gap. Leaps over the defender for the touchdown. BradSnappa, first game this semester, but feeling very comfortable in this one, ladies and gentlemen. And 21-7, going to be our cue. BigSneezy, at long last, made it onto the field. BigSneezy still on defense after the forfeit there. Stops piling up. 1st and 10. Goes nowhere for the University of Rio Grande. Gonna stretch to that left sideline. Not quite there. 3rd and 6. Looking for a 3 and out to open the season. Now scrambling out to the right sideline. Gets lit up. Ejected out of bounds by the defense, but it'll be enough to move the chains. First and 10 run goes nowhere once more. I do believe University of Rio Grande, new team this semester at the very least. Not a team that has faced Sneezy in the regular season or the postseason. Face his defensive wrath once more. No gain here, and we have 3rd and 10. Gonna scramble out, but the defense is there. User defense from Sneezy to bring the heat and bring about a 3rd and out, excuse me. 4th and 10. Gave up 1 first down, and that was all she wrote. And what did we say, ladies and gentlemen? People love running that 4-down offense. And they are going to get banished. Sent back 4 straight stops for BigSneezy, and they'll be starting at about midfield. A bit of a head start for the offense here in game 1. Looks like it's Rio Grande's turn for a bit of a defensive stop. It's a loss of 1. Wealth of time under center for BigSneezy here. Too sure what BigSneezy sees. Maybe trying to take as much time off the game clock here. Wonder if it's Sneezy's turn to take a delay of game penalty. No, gonna call it right at 1 second. Huge drop back for Sneezy, able to make the connection with his back out of the backfield. Thought he was gonna get burned for the tremendous drop back. Able to buy himself just enough time to hit the receiver. Interesting formation. Going to get it right to the back. Has 1 blocker out to the left sideline. Defense able to bring him out, but not before we break into the red zone here at the 23-yard line. Sneezy already in dangerous territory. A couple plays into this drive. Once again, directly to the back, out of the backfield. A wealth of blockers. The numbers advantage all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Post University. Sneezy liked what he saw. You saw him operate in the hurry up after getting the first big gain from the Wildcat. Deciding to run it back. Don't give it any time for the defense to adjust. Took it all the way to the house. Gonna be a puzzle that Sneezy can keep in his back pocket for sure. Saw Sneezy love that ground-based attack. Last semester, he's turned it up to 11 with that Wildcat offense for that opening score. First and 10. Tied up by BigSneezy. It's incomplete. Sneezy right now looking extra comfortable. Got a couple of his defenders playing press, and BigSneezy jumping the route. He's all over everything. The Red Storm paralyzed under center. Throw it right to the defense. BigSneezy can do no wrong. Going all out that time. Bringing the corners up to the line of scrimmage. Sneezy usering from the middle linebacker position. Going all the way to the house. Pick 6 for Post University. And suffocating defense has got Sneezy out to a multi-score lead early in this one. Already a 2-possession game. We're not even in the second quarter. 2nd and 15. And the Red Storm crushed under center. The first sack of the game for BigSneezy. Sneezy might have a blowout on his hands here, ladies and gentlemen. End of the first quarter. Already a 2-score game. As Rio Grande pinned just outside their own end zone. 2nd and 15. It's from the 20, but ball going to be snapped from the 15. The drop back takes it as far back as the 10. Going to look to run it out, buy some more space. Instead, it's 3rd and humongous. 3rd and 13. For the University of Rio Grande here. Easy from that middle linebacker position. Not enough time for the receivers to break free. You saw the cluster of in and out routes. The line was not able to hold for any of those to develop. It's 4th and 26. And Sneezy's got the ball back once more. Able to stiff arm past one before being crushed by 2 others. Sneezy once again starting in tremendous field position. Twice he started at about midfield. His defense making it so much easier on the offense. The Wildcat out once more. Looking to get that numbers advantage, that speed advantage to bounce out to the edge. Good for a gain of 7. We'll stick with Sneezy on this drive before returning to BradSnappa's game 1 against the UNK Lopers. More Wildcat action. Sneezy not looking to do any of his damage through the air. He doesn't have to. He's on pace. Looking ahead of the sticks here on 3rd and 1. And 3rd and 1. He's going to be stuffed just short. It's 4th and inches for BigSneezy. BigSneezy might need to bring out some more standard offense under center. We'll see what he does 4th and center. 4th and inches, excuse me. And once again, 4 down offense. Selling out for the run. And so the drag underneath a wide open for BigSneezy. Going to move the chains in stride and looking to continue this run it down your throat kind of offense. He's got 2 defenders, 1 man to beat. Couldn't power through him, but he gets all the way to the 2-yard line. 1st and goal, and BigSneezy running in the Wildcat formation. No pass, no problem. For BigSneezy looking to run it right up the gut for the touchdown. BigSneezy, no quarterback, no problem. It'll be 21-0 with the extra point, and BigSneezy en route to a game 1 blowout here in this one. That'll be our cue to bring it back. As we do see BradSnappa in a close one. It's going to be just about all tied up. It's a 3-point game for Post University.
Defense is about negative plays, creating negative plays.
Surely the halftime possession battle, always a factor in these short contests. If you're able to sneak out with points at the end of the 2nd quarter, especially if you start with the ball in the 3rd, it could flip the whole script on a game. Surely what happened here is we're 24-21. BradSnappa looking to hold on to this lead. Need a win for the defense. 2nd and goal for a gain of 0. We'll certainly take it. Got to be ready to defend for all 4 downs. Would not be surprised if University of Nebraska are going to go boom or bust on 3rd down. BradSnappa pass to the outside, able to shed the block. Had numbers on the right side of the field. The man advantage does not matter. Heads up play by BradSnappa. You saw him user the defender, instantly shed the block. Desperation dive, just enough to bring the man down, and it's a 0-yard gain. 4th and goal from the 4. The wall is holding strong for Post University. They only need to hold on for 1 more play. Gotta watch out for these streaking defenders. Throws it right in front of the middle linebacker's face. Gets away with it, and it's a 4th down touchdown for UNK. Sneaking out at the last possible moment. Once again, daring the secondary to beat them. They've thrown interceptions, but they've thrown several passes right past the desperate hands of the secondary defenders. And that time it's going to be enough for the touchdown. Going to be a 4-point lead. Now the pressure on BradSnappa to respond with touchdowns of their own. No room for field goals in this sort of high-flying offense. Don't want to feel pressure to go for the big shot early. Did see Brad throw one over the top earlier in this one. You see UNK playing the cornerback, playing the free safety. Going to cut back into the inside. He has a man blocking as well. 5 versus 2. Going to play the safe option. Don't want to go barreling right into him. Cannot risk a turnover at a time like this. It'll be a huge chunk play out from under center for BradSnappa. And once again, he's done an amazing job scheming these passing plays where if there's nobody open, he's got a man advantage on one side of the field. Not able to do the same on the run that time. 2 defenders, 1 in the gap, 1 out wide towards the sideline as well. Nowhere to go. And it'll be 2nd and 15. Feel like the most effective run for BradSnappa has been from the quarterback under center. Certainly had moments with the back out of the backfield. Dangerous pass. Aggressive catch. Going to be enough to knife through the defense. Heads up catch. I couldn't quite catch the secondary defender. He might have swapped to him right as the ball was hitting his head. He didn't let the CPU jump, and he swapped to him too late to jump himself as we hit the start of the 4th quarter. Defense is going to be the name of the game. Once again, whether it's 0-0 or 24-28, we stay in the staring contest. Something has got to give here. Hoping it's not BradSnappa on 1st and 10 from the 19. Play action, rolling out, and here it is again. He's got numbers downfield. Wide open space on the rollout play. Gonna get your quarterback a running start, and if nobody's open, everybody's ready to block. You saw it that time once again from BradSnappa. Once again, rolling out. People are open. He's gonna look to snipe it. Not able to find it. Both feet out of bounds. BradSnappa's not happy about it. Is he really gonna challenge the play? He's thinking about it. Looks like he thought better of it. Now just waiting to get back out onto the field.
Oh, man, that's killer, right? You're about to tie the game. Big play. Just out of bounds. And listen.
Heads up play from BradSnappa. Don't want to risk throwing a dot to the defense here on the goal line. Going to be a run right up the gut. Cannot get past. Line collapses on him. Going to have to settle for a 3-yard gain. 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line.
Tackles and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this.
The line has struggled. That's why the scramble has been so effective. Just going to snap it right to the running back for the score. Did it right to that man. Defense was not ready. And once again, plays where we're not really involving, but we're using the O-line as a decoy. Seems to be what's working for BradSnappa here, ironically enough. We saw the opposite with BigSneezy before we swapped back here to this contest. And down the left sideline, kind of got snagged on his own man, and he'll be brought down at the 24. We'll take a brief pause. Just want to catch an update on BigSneezy. Sneezy's up 35-7. We will catch the start of BigSneezy's game 2 or a closer contest.
That's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
9-yard gain on 1st down. Just need 1 to move the chains. Able to find 1, but not much more. 1st and 10 from the 37.
You got to have short area quickness. That running back there doing what it takes to make sure he got that 1st down.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down.
Wealth of crossing routes underneath. Once again, BradSnappa just has to pick his poison. This time, all the receivers are able to develop, get out in space. No one able to put pressure on the quarterback. More underneath routes. Wonder if BradSnappa is going to send the corners and the safeties play a little bit closer to these defenders, try to jam them up. Everybody is free. Feels like it's BradSnappa against the world in the box. Just an impossible task for him. Just forced to essentially gamble at the line of scrimmage. Picking the receiver he's going to be throwing to. The opposing quarterback. Run on 1st and 10. The block, not going to be good enough. Got to settle for a 4-yard gain. And if I'm Brad, you're approaching the red zone defense, but you like where you're at right now. Got all 3 timeouts, and at least so far, the 2-minute warning is going to be on your side if they give up a score right here. Be a run. Going to be just short of the sticks. And UNK going to look to put a lot of pressure on BradSnappa in his timeouts here. He's not going to call one early to try to keep the 2-minute warning. And the Lopers are going to take him all the way to the 2 minutes here. Looking to see if they can't get some of those timeouts out of Post University on the defensive end so they don't have that utility on offense. Stop here for Post University. And BradSnappa can flip the script on them, though, at 4th and 1. He's able to get this ball back. Could be all she wrote. And the QB sneak going to go nowhere. 4th and 1. Snappa all over it. Saw him bringing the free safety down to have an extra man just in case. And now 4th and 1. UNK looking to go boom or bust here. We don't know if they have the field goal unit coming out just yet. No, and it looks like they're going to... 1 running back, 4 tight end set. We wonder what this could be, ladies and gentlemen. It's not special teams. Might as well be 1 rung below it. Certainly going to be a power run here to try to get up the field, right up the gut. It's going to be just enough to move the sticks. A tough play. We mentioned it. 4th and a yard, 3rd and a yard. The world's your oyster. And that time you're able to power through the defense. And reset down in distance. Quarterback keeper. 1 man to beat. Able to bring him down. Almost had a takeaway. Instead, it'll be 1st and goal from the 3. And once again, BradSnappa, a lot of pressure to convert with goal line defense. Brought it all the way to 4th down. His last stand earlier this quarter. Once again, going to need more magic. Instead, he's going to walk off sides. Encroachment, rather. Penalty's not the end of the world. This close to the end zone. Little bit of a head scratcher, but BradSnappa letting the opposing offense know he's here. He's willing to take a penalty to make his presence felt on the defensive side of the football. Nice, man. Defense hands out on the running back, and it'll be a loss of 3. Unblocked man, able to get right to the back in the backfield.
He just finds a way. You've seen that a couple times already early in this game, but defense wasn't having
by a little bit more time and space. BradSnappa locked in, calling his opponent's bluff, has not called a single timeout. Quarterback keeper, and it's caught for the touchdown. No run play. Looked like BradSnappa sold out on the run play. Quarterback kept it. Play action. Able to buy just enough time to thread the needle into the end zone. And now absurd scenes for BradSnappa. 3 timeouts and 17 seconds to work with. Certainly possible, but the Lopers not making it easy on him. Taking 4 minutes and 10 seconds out of a 5-minute 4th quarter. The kick is up. Got to let it sail through. Take the touchback. Don't let any time sail through. Tick off that game clock for a risky return, for lack of a better word. Not too much to disguise here for BradSnappa. No room for subtlety. He has to find a man with a step, and he's got one down the left sideline all the way to the house. Touchdown. No help over the top. Are you kidding me? Deja vu. BradSnappa does it again in the fourth quarter. Finding his man on the left sideline with a step. Once again, spotting no safety. Is getting down to guard that man. It's too easy for BradSnappa, and he's up by a field goal with 9 seconds remaining now. Forget a 4-minute and 10-second possession. That possession for Post University, not even 10 seconds. He's going to opt to fair catch it. Just want to get a brief update. Sneezy up to his usual shenanigans. He's up 56-7 in the third quarter against University of Rio Grande. No forfeit yet from Rio Grande in game 1. I'm surprised we're not playing any sort of deep man 3 prevent. I mean, this sort of cover zone defense might as well be one rung below that. And you see Snappa playing over the top. No, you cannot risk any deep bomb shenanigans. So he's letting the CPUs handle that one. Tied up. Gonna move the chains. We're gonna force the first time out. 4 seconds left. It's do or die time here, whether UNK realize it or not. Our boys certainly realizing it. Although just as I say that, timeout from the defense, looking to adjust the coverage. They came out in that prevent 3 deep kind of defense. Going to come out in that a very similar coverage once more. Everything underneath the end zone is fair game for Post University. 4 seconds. Going to be UNK's last stop on offense. Going to roll out, trying to find somebody open. Going to be well short of the sticks on the run. Bobbled, and the ground it hits BradSnappa. First game of his Post-University esports career. Going to come out on top in a nail-biter against the Lopers to move on to 1-0 in this one.
Yeah, Reese, maturity and experience matters. This team has guys that have played a lot of
Boys from BradSnappa. Could have been a close loss. Instead, comes out on top in a clutch victory. Still a lot of college football 26 left. It's a best of 3. Can't be using the same team more than once. So anything's possible as the series progresses. We'll take a brief break as we try to get over to the BigSneezy show. BigSneezy continuing to make a mockery of opposing defenses. He's up 1,000,000,000-7. So not quite forcing his opposition into posting up a goose egg. But BigSneezy in the driver's seat. Forcing it, what is that, a 15-yard drop back from the opposing quarterback. Sells out for the interception. Looking to make some more magic on defense. Instead gives up a huge chunk play to the Rio Grande offense. Certainly not the end of the world if you are Sneezy here. 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Playing an aggressive man defense. Able to play tight to these receivers as well, but there's no safety help over the top. You put a lot of pressure on your man defenders to succeed. Anybody gets beat, and it is DEFCON 5 on that receiver because there's no one who's going to be able to save you there. Don't need anyone to beat their receivers out in the secondary when hands on the quarterback are arriving that swiftly. Still able to air it out. It's incomplete. We have 3rd and 10. Tremendous drop back once again. These huge dropbacks from Rio Grande, not making it easy on the quarterback. And it'll be 4th down. Even down humongous, no reason not to keep the offense out on the field. And once again, absurdly aggressive defense from BigSneezy. Desperate for these sort of interceptions. He's watching all of these players streaking downfield. Wow, double covered. Still able to come up with the reception. Huge catch to move the chains. Get into the red zone. Down 56-7. A wealth of scores between Rio Grande and tying up this one. Might be just be looking to play for some momentum. The 9th sack of the contest. That is insane. BigSneezy hands on the quarterback multiple times every drive for Post University. Once again, oh my goodness. 3 solo tackles, 3 sacks. Ferocious defense, no room to breathe here. Wonder how many of these would-be sacks have been turned into incompletions. It has been an absolute nightmare game for the Red Storm. 3rd and 19. They're all over the play action. It's a loss of 7. Make it the 10th sack of the contest as the Rio Grande offense stays out on the field. Under center. I mean, a tremendous drop back. Not going to do you any favors with this sort of aggressive defense. But that hands in your face, oppressive defense is what's forcing these deep dropbacks. Mentally, you're feeling like if you don't drop back 15, 20 yards, they're going to be already on you. Meanwhile, opposite sort of approach from Rio Grande, only rushing 4, has a lot of players out in a zone drop coverage. Sneezy able to knife that defense all the same. And Sneezy running up the score with a 4 verticals, all go deep bomb kind of attack. I wonder how long he's been running this offense for. He is just trying to put points up on the board, maximize possessions, maximize deep ball scoring chances. User on the lineman, but he's able to buy enough time. What is that? The tight end over the middle for BigSneezy. Rio Grande almost had a chance. Instead, Sneezy going to move the chains to the 28-yard line for somebody to beat his man. This time, safety help over the middle, but it's not enough. Touchdown, BigSneezy. Got to throw a 3rd defender on that one. 2 on 1. Still not fair enough for BigSneezy. 72-7 in this game 1 contest. I mean, kudos for Rio Grande. We've seen many a player throughout the spring semester forfeit at much lower margins against Sneezy, against Adonis. We saw it against Mundane as well, just a little bit. So kudos for Rio Grande to just keep the offense moving. Once again in scramble mode, 3 linemen running at the quarterback, brought down for a loss of 15. These are absurd scenes, ladies and gentlemen, where, look, we're going to take a brief break. We just got to see. It does look like BradSnappa is out onto the field. We're going to stick with Sneezy just so we can continue to watch his highlight reel for the remainder of this game 1. Because I wonder if we're going to get a game 2 from the Red Storm, or if they're going to wave the white flag after this one. We just want to give Sneezy his flowers as he is on a tear in game 1. Bubble screen with 2 defenders lying in wait. Going to be good for a gain of 0. It'll be 4th and 26. BigSneezy can do no wrong. Again, continuing to pressure with this secondary, almost a safety. Instead, it'll be another incompletion. BigSneezy, shame on him. Gonna have to settle for 4th and goal from the 9. Can't exactly run all go Hail Marys for Sneezy. Gonna run back to the Wildcat offense. At the 1-yard line, just going to belly flop into the end zone. Sneezy continuing to pile on the pressure. 79-7. Absurd scenes for BigSneezy. All our mathematicians in the audience, although we didn't see it, 79-7. I'm pretty sure that means Sneezy got a safety somewhere in this contest while we were watching BradSnappa's nail biter of a game 1. Running play on 1st and 10. Going to be stuffed for a loss of 4. And again, BigSneezy can do no wrong. This is his time. Look deep in the defensive bag of tricks. Start bringing out defensive concepts you can't imagine seeing. Going to force a quick throw out of Rio Grande to avoid another safety. 79-7, the quarterback already in scramble mode. Throw it right to the defense. Why don't you? BigSneezy happily going to take that one out to the 18. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. No separation out in the secondary. So there's no easy targets for Rio Grande to attack, and it's just how BigSneezy likes it. Gonna put a couple more points on the board. BigSneezy trying to get triple digits. At least that's what it feels like. Now gonna do some damage on the ground with the quarterback getting shoved out of bounds. Short gain of 4. After all that time taken off the game clock here. Still the 2-minute warning and 3 timeouts. Nice pass to the tight end. The football's knocked loose and Rio Grande able to put up a stop at the 1-yard line through the entire team at the tight end and are able to come up with the takeaway. How's that for throwing in a double coverage? Oh my goodness. Nearly a safety instead. You have to settle for 2nd and 11. And that's going to bring it out to the 2-minute warning. Sneezy fishing for another safety here. He's got Rio Grande pinned inside of the backfield, inside of their own end zone. Bring the free safety and looking for a quick pass. BigSneezy's all over it. Can't get a safety. You got to settle for a pick 6. Touchdown, Post University. Knew right where the offense was trying to go. Out for the 2-point conversion. BigSneezy trying to drop triple digits in this game. He's already beaten the record for most points in a post-university college football contest, beating Adonis's 81-0 halftime forfeit. I believe it was week 5 of that spring semester. Adonis beating that record in stride. Still a minute and 58 left to play with as well. 3 timeouts. He is gunning for triple digits here in game 1, as absurd as that sounds. It'd be hard to do in a game of 2K, let alone here in college football 25. Only got 2 players, not a deep drop back, so you got some time to throw, and they're able to find the man downfield. Flipping the field in one play. Able to trust his linemen. Don't go into that 20-foot drop back. And here comes the 20-foot drop back, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, you cannot do that. That's almost the ultimate snafu. You feel like you're buying yourself more time, but it makes it easier for these CPU linemen to shed the blocks. Not sure if Rio Grande have quite caught that tech, especially on Heisman difficulty. You see the same on all Madden. If you don't optimize that drop back, the timing, and the distance of it, this blocks get shed immediately. And once again, tremendous deep drop. Blocks get shed. 4th and 10 for BigSneezy's offense. Or BigSneezy's defense, excuse me. Offense is certainly itching to get back out onto the field. Rio Grande going to take one more snap under center. 4th and 10 from the 26. Another deep drop. Another block shed. Another incompletion. BigSneezy looking to crack 90 with a minute left in this contest. Absurd scenes. Gonna rifle it just past the defender. Couldn't turn his head in time. Couldn't make an impact on the play. And Sneezy making an impact. Flipping the field in one play. Time under center. Deep drop back. He's got a man with a step. Overthrows his receiver. And it'll be incomplete. Clock stopped. I mean, kudos to BigSneezy for not calling timeouts on this drive or any of these drives. He's turning it up to 10, but not quite to 11 in terms of trying to rack up points on the scoreboard. Able to find one. Got to shake the one-on-one matchup. Able to do so. Able to shed the second defender. Touchdown, Post University. Yeah, again, you got to throw more than 2 defenders on these receivers in the secondary. Once more, BigSneezy able to shed contact from multiple defenders en route to the end zone. Okay, here, okay. Now BigSneezy turning it up to 11, ladies and gentlemen, with the onside kick. Offense able to recover it. Receiving team able to recover it. Go figure. And that'll probably be all she wrote. BigSneezy could be gunning for the 100-point bomb, but he's going to need a stop in 30 seconds or less, and that could be difficult to come by. Oh, and he's got a man downfield once again overthrown. As we do get a brief, I'm taking a brief look at BradSnappa's game. He's up 10-0. Clemson versus Ole Miss on that side of the field. Again, we're going to stick with Sneezy here because we're just not sure if Rio Grande are going to be continuing to play for that much longer. Able to turn the corner on the first defender. Not too long before the rest of the defense catches up. And I know I talked about not calling timeouts. BigSneezy clearly did not hear me, as he's called 2 of them on this defensive possession. Throwing it into the middle of nowhere, and that's a win for BigSneezy. Incompletion, going to save a timeout for the big man. He's looking to drop the 100-point bomb. We got to get the Wilt Chamberlain graphic up for BigSneezy. The BigSneezy Wilt Chamberlain 100-point game is on the table. A huge sack, 4th and 22, and that'll be 4th down and humongous. The offense going to stay out on the field for 4th and 22. If they come up empty, BigSneezy going to be in pretty decent field position. The drop back short of the receiver's hands, and 9 seconds between BigSneezy and the 100-point bomb. He's going to have realistically maybe 1, maybe 2 plays and no timeouts. He's brought down for the sack. His last timeout, excuse me. And it'll be Sneezy's last chance. He's not going to, I don't believe the clock's going to stop even if he scores with 000. So at this point, BigSneezy got to settle for the 99-point bomb. He's got time under center. He's going to throw it up early, just well short of the end zone. BigSneezy going to have to settle for a 92-7 absolute rout of the University of Rio Grande Red Storm. It's a best-of-3 series, but BigSneezy looking extra comfortable there in game 1. As we will move back to Snappa and UNK. Excuse us as we move around the various scoreboard elements, because BradSnappa is on that Clemson Tigers offense, or Clemson Tigers defense, excuse me. So pardon our dust as we move folks around here. Meanwhile, BradSnappa going to stop any more movement around the shadow of the end zone here. 2nd and goal from the 6.
They keep pushing forward now, back to work on 2nd and goal from the 6.
Well, Brad in a comfortable position. Another stop on 3rd and goal. UNK trying to inch their way closer with that run play. Instead, they get sent back just a little bit further here. Stadium pulse is pumping. Run to the outside. Able to beat the man defender in the one-on-one coverage. Touchdown. UNK Lopers. We knew there weren't going to be too many goose eggs on the field for very long. Midway through the 2nd quarter, and it's still a 1-score game. Only a field goal separating these two. Same margin of victory as game 1 so far. Neither team able to get out to a large advantage, but BradSnappa with a chance to do just that. Maintain this 1+ possession lead. We'll stick with BradSnappa for the rest of the half here. Not too sure, again, at BigSneezy, how long the Red Storm are going to be playing in game 2 after that clobbering in game 1. A wealth of time for BradSnappa under center, but the secondary is over the top of this ball. It's a tough catch, and it's intercepted. a 50-50 ball when you don't have a step on the defender. You put a lot of pressure on your opponent to mess up, essentially. The secondary not going to be playing with their food that time, coming up with the takeaway.
He did a great job in coverage, watching the QB, anticipating the receiver on his break. He went up, he plugged it.
Running on 1st and 10, nowhere to go. The gaps are closed for business, folks, and that'll bring about 2nd down.
They've been sluggish, and they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts.
Man defense going to excel on the run. We see how often folks love these wealth of in and out, the mesh spot, the ins and out routes. And that's where man defense is going to be especially vulnerable. We saw BradSnappa. He got burned in the red zone by playing that man defense. And if there's anywhere you're playing it, it's in the red zone, but that's how you burn it, with these crossing routes. And once again, oh, the ball knocked loose. I was going to say, that was the conversion that UNK needed. Instead, they're going to punt the football. No 4-down offense. We saw the Lopers stay out on the field repeatedly in game 1. A little bit more of a conservative approach here in the second contest. Looking to cut it back inside. Man advantage is not there. He gets brought down just short of the 45. Play action with the bootleg. He's got a blocker down there as well. You see the tight end. You see the wide receivers. Wasn't quite able to turn the corner on the first defender. Still a nice chunk play. Gonna be good for 2nd and 4 for this post-university offense. Screen pass blown up. Somebody uncovered, and it'll be 3rd and 4. Knocked down, incomplete rather than caught and brought down. And that's going to come to BradSnappa's benefit. It'll still be 3rd and 4 between the sticks here for BradSnappa. Oh, rollout, and he's got a man to work with. Just going to try to knife up the defense. Just barely enough to move the chains. Gutsy play to go one-on-one against a defender like that. Many a fumble occurs that way, but not that time. Able to survive and reset down in distance. Has a man crossing towards the right sideline. Makes one miss. Streaking down the right sideline. One man to beat. He hurdles him into the end zone. Touchdown, Post-University. Can you believe it? Made the cornerback miss and shoves off 2 safeties en route to the touchdown. Not sure how much of this instant replay we'll see as we go right into the point after attempt. But elite stick work from BradSnappa, making the whole defense miss him en route to 6. Holy cow. And we talked about it with BigSneezy, but BradSnappa turning it up to 11. Some of these receivers out there on the sideline are going to be your most lethal targets. You can't just leave them in one-on-one coverage. You got to be ready to bring the help over the top. And in this case, even 3 defenders were not enough to stop that man from hitting pay dirt. It's got a gap to run through. The secondary able to shut it down. Only a 7-yard gain. Another run on 2nd and 3, able to move the sticks, grab a little bit more as well, out to the 31.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
I'm under center. Dangerous ball, nearly knocked loose, able to grab and hold on after 2 defenders needed to bring him down that time. Desperation play from BradSnappa. He had the right idea, just not the right positioning. And no one even in the frame. And it, okay. Maybe over-indexing on clock management. I mean, 3 timeouts left and 26 seconds left in the half. You're looking to maximize your time with the football and your possession time. Just going to end up running it in the next time regardless. Touchdown UNK.
And that's a touchdown this offense.
And you saw BradSnappa. You saw him press that Y. You saw the out of reach above the defender's head. The right idea to try to make a play on the football. Just not the right time or the right place. So the desperation dive he needs to throw up afterwards goes nowhere. And no one else in the secondary really ready to assist. Unfortunately, we did not catch the start of the game, so I'm not too sure who's going to end up with possession of the football here. Judging by the play decisions of both players, something tells me UNK is starting with the football in the third. As BradSnappa is trying to look for any sort of points on his way out. Wise throwaway. Don't need desperation plays to turn into even more points, more wins for the defense. And he'll live to fight another day out until second down.
Second and 10 from their own 25. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air.
Time under center once more. Deep drop back, and that's enough time to shed a tackler. Shedding a lineman, going to get hands on the quarterback for 3rd and 10. Second best time to plant a tree was on 1st and 10. Second best time is right now. BradSnappa just needs to keep down and distance in front of him. He's at risk of giving up the football here with 10 seconds left. Somebody's got an eye on the bootleg. Wise moves by BradSnappa to throw the football. Almost gave up a huge loss to the defense. Nearly pinned inside his own 10. He's going to have to settle to bringing out the punt team on 4th and 10. The dangers of play action. If anybody's uncovered, it's an instant win for the defense. By the time the rollout comes out, there's already a defender all over the quarterback.
3 straight misfires has left them staring at 4th and 10, but they'll try it again. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe
Timeout for the UNK defense. Didn't quite like the defense they were coming out in. Looked like they were coming out in a punt return style defense. The problem is that quarterback's still on the field for BradSnappa and Post University. This time coming out in a more conventional look. Not quite man 3 prevent, but surely going to be a cover 4 zone look up here. Nobody going to be open. Don't be afraid to buy yourself some time, and it looks like BradSnappa just content to take us to 000 on the game clock. He's going to rifle one out. Not quite able to make it past the sea of bodies, and it's going to be halftime, 17-14. A possession going the University of Nebraska Kearney's way. And so a lot of pressure on Snappa's defense to convert here. We'll take a brief break. Just want to take a look at what sort of chaos is emerging in Sneezy's game. Sneezy's game actually surprisingly close, only a 2-score affair. But he is going to be starting on the defensive side of the field. We'll stick with BradSnappa here for just a little bit. We'll watch some BigSneezy once he's on offense. It's usually where the fun begins, if you ask me, with Sneezy. Although, to be fair, elite moves on defense, even while his game 1 was still particularly close. Screen pass to the outside. They have the numbers advantage, but you're shedding the blocks. So a huge win for the defense there. Could have been a big chunk play if those blocks were able to hold, because they had the numbers. As you see there, multiple blocks being shed. You saw in that instant replay. So the defense ready to react to that one. The defense ready here as well. They're able to get past one. Need to shed one. They're able to do so. Get past the line of scrimmage and more. Usually these tight end screen routes, these pitches to the tight end, these screen passes to the tight end, not able to generate huge yardage because of the foot speed. This time to the running back out of the backfield. Good for a gain of about 12, 13. But usually if it's the tight end, you're opting for safe yardage. If it's the running back, you're trying to get big yardage with that foot speed advantage. So the running back trying to curl it back. Looked like the D gap was wide open, but too little, too late, and it'll be 2nd and 8 that time.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way get a run game going.
Oh my God. Wise plays from BradSnappa. You saw him pre-snap move the secondary, move the safety down from the middle of the field, or the middle linebacker rather. He had the middle linebacker playing back the 3-receiver hook, and then he brings it up. He sniffed out the coverage, but again, wrong time, wrong place, and they're able to burn him. Speaking of burning him, the QB keeper going to move the sticks. 1st and 10 into the end zone we go for the UNK Lopers. No QB keeper that time. They sold out on the quarterback, and it's the running back going to be moving for a gain of 2. Look at that. You saw that there. Defender diving. It's thrown out of the possession when the running back keeps the football in his hands. And off to the running back. The defense all over that one. Short gain of 1. We're leaning towards a field goal to get us all tied up, make it a whole new game halfway through the 3rd quarter. BradSnappa going to need another stop to punch his ticket. Instead, it's the double move route out to the outside. Going to turn on the burners. He's still brought down with that zone safety help. Gotta wonder if that double move is coming out again. Instead, it'll be a QB keeper. They've liked that read option, varying who keeps the football. It has thrown some fits to this BradSnappa defense. They've done I feel like they've done a pretty good job overall of containing it. But it's done a tremendous job of establishing these quick hitting screen plays as well. That time out to the running back. It's kept BradSnappa guessing. He's not quite sure where the play is going. We saw him make a couple of these reads, bringing the middle linebacker into the play early, but other times he's guessed incorrectly. Other times he's there too late. So this sort of concept is thrown in fits. Once again, trying to run out at the quarterback. There's numbers on the right side. But crisis averted for BradSnappa. Numbers were about even. Didn't really have the advantage. At UNK were needing to punch their ticket into the end zone. The defense has been holding well for BradSnappa, but once again, unfazed are UNK coming out on 4th down. And it's a man wide underneath the defense. Not able to hold on to the football. Not exactly wide open underneath the defense and uncovered, but hit right as he makes the catch, and it's incomplete. The defense holding strong for Brad. Now a new task emerges. Has to get out of the shadow of his own end zone. Able to get a gain of 5 on 1st and 10 to buy himself some breathing room.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5.
Just as I say that BigSneezy's in a close one. He's up 30-0, and the 2nd quarter just started. So once again, Sneezy going big game hunting in game 2 against University of Rio Grande. We will swap to his POV, especially if BradSnappa is able to clear this out in 2, because BigSneezy's game will still be going on. And meanwhile, Brad trying to sneak out. The receiver not quite ready to play blockers downfield, but it's going to be enough to move the chains. Could have had a little bit more, but you can't get worried about getting that greedy with these CPUs going instantly from receiver to blocker. They're better. Use a little bit more like playing the numbers that time with whether or not your receivers are going to instantly go into block. And this time on the rollout, nobody's open. Could have been crisis averted. Instead, it'll be 2nd and 10. Almost, you see that spin move almost right in a 51. Instead, no intentional grounding, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Time underneath, more rollout. He's got a wealth of time and space here. And the foot speed of these quarterbacks that BradSnappa is working with just a little bit faster than these linemen. So UNK, I think they're beginning to sniff out the sort of offense BradSnappa is trying to run, but they don't quite have the personnel to guard it 100% of the time. 3rd and 1, the world's your oyster. BradSnappa able to make enough out of it to reset down in distance for the Clemson Tigers.
You just can't give up that penetration, so my running back can fall forward just like that and get the 1st down.
Back in the backfield, the gap not quite where we needed it to be to move the chains, get any sort of yards whatsoever. It's a loss of 1.
It's 2nd and 11.
So again, BradSnappa, it's a memory test for UNK. Are they able to read this? This time the number's not quite there, but Brad able to find the gap in the seams to strike right up through the heart of the defense. It's a gain of 8, or 3rd and 3. That's why you can't be relying on these CPUs to play that sort of defense for you. It didn't look like UNK got out there to get hands on the quarterback. They were trying to play the pass. Instead, BradSnappa able to burn the CPUs, who are still too busy following these receivers streaking down to the right sideline. It's the sort of play, even if schematically you're there, you need your user to make an impact, to get hands on the quarterback or force an interception. BradSnappa once again able to spot a man, needs to thread a needle, and does just that. Brought down by the 3rd defender. Pass placed only where Pat Henry can go up and get it. Able to move the chains and maintain possession in a 4th quarter, where BradSnappa can make it a 2-possession game and really lock this week 1 win away for the post-university rookie. Looking to get out to the right sideline. Another hurdle for BradSnappa, only good for a gain of 7. The hurdle has been Brad's money maker in this one, ladies and gentlemen. He took 1 hurdle to the house. That time it's going to be good for a 7-yard gain. Usually we see hurdles turn into fumble recoveries, but Brad has done well in bringing it out precisely when it's needed. This time a run up to the left side. Looks like that A gap was open for business, ladies and gentlemen, and we have 1st and 10.
Look how strong he is running. Breaking tackles, he's been smart. He still has the ability to cut. He looks like he could play another 4 quarters.
Clemson ready to go back to work with another 1st down.
Best shutted downs for BradSnappa and company. 1 back in the backfield. Once again, it looks like a rollout. BradSnappa was thinking about cutting it back in for the pass. Instead, he's going to take it himself. The easy early slide. Don't be playing with fire in a 4th quarter like this one, ladies and gentlemen. You see BradSnappa, the juke back. He looks like he's reading more defenders to be there. Actually gets eyes on the field, realizes it is a world. It is his world to run through, and he does just that for 1st and goal. Once again, looking for the rollout. Defenders all over him. Still able to get an amazing 5-yard gain. UNK schematically not quite there. He's got the corners. If they're sitting in their zones, they're too far up. And so Brad's still able to eventually roll in there to pick up some nice yards. Able to gain about 1 on that run. 3rd and goal, but BradSnappa cannot be settling for a field goal game here unless he wants to turn this into a kicking contest. And he'll put a lot of pressure on his defense to either give up points immediately or get that football back in the same amount of time. UNK have shown they are able to drain the time out of this game clock if necessary. Possession catch for the gain of 1. Can't risk any shenanigans with 2 defenders sitting in that zone. Able to thread the needle, but can't get any yards after the catch. I'm honestly amazed it went up to the 1. Looked like it could have been out to the 2. And now BradSnappa, boom or bust on this possession. 4th and goal from the 1. The world is his oyster, but he's got to make magic. He's got a gap. Not going to run through it. Going to throw to the defender on the slant. Contested catch. Touchdown. Post University. When the lights were the brightest, the game on the line, and BradSnappa throws the dagger. Going to be a 10-point game with 2:48 left in the contest. The rookie with ice in his veins, looking like a vet in the 4th quarter. Now, University of Nebraska, Kearney with a tremendous mountain to climb. We've seen them operate with great patience on offense. Again, we saw in game 1 take basically the entire 4th quarter to score a touchdown. They're going to need to do the inverse here. Score in bunches and quickly. Able to find the receivers streaking out of the slant, get past 1, moving the chains as well. Austin Simmons, tremendous game from that young man. 163 yards and a tutty.
It's pretty amazing at this point of the game. They're still in a position to win.
Not too bad, an offensive showcase. 24-14, a man streaking underneath. Hit as he makes the catch. Able to come down with it. And already UNK flipping the field. The unction is moving with the quickness. Here in the fourth quarter, still have the 2-minute warning and all 3 timeouts to work with. BradSnappa not quite out of the woods yet in this one. Hit as he throws, and it's marked incomplete.
The defense has the lead, and they're playing like it right now. I mean, they are
Clock stopped. Going to be good for UNK here. They can keep the 2-minute warning in front of them with a completion running out of bounds here. Wow, caught. Hit as he hits the ground. It's usually not going to be enough to lodge the ball loose. So defender a step slow. And UNK able to take advantage of the 2-minute warning. UNK have done well to flip the field. We're in the end zone in about 4 plays. Still a long way from game 3. If you're UNK, gonna look to streak right up the middle. The world's his oyster. Nobody, the QB spy. That was BradSnappa using the linebacker to play defense on the out in the secondary. UNK able to burn him for it. Dangerous play. BradSnappa has to make the tackle in space. Instead, nobody can bring him down. And it's a touchdown for the Lopers. UNK still with a puncher's chance in this one. No one could bring that man down. We talked about this ad nauseum. Longtime listeners are going to know just how difficult it is to make a tackle in open space on College Football 26. Everybody's hands are made of butter. Feels like you don't have the same forgiveness, especially on Heisman. So successful user plays one-on-one in open space end up being the difference maker. We saw that be the deciding factor in many games last semester. It continues in this one. BradSnappa needed the one-on-one win there. Instead, he's taking his kickoff out to the 14-yard line. Still firmly in the driver's seat. We need him to move the chains a couple of times to really punch his ticket to a week 1 victory. So we can get on to BigSneezy's continued clobbering of the Red Storm. He's up 44-8. BradSnappa run on 1st and 10, 2nd and 9. UNK not exactly going to call their bluff. The first time out coming out instantaneously for the Lopers. Sort of rollout possession BradSnappa has loved. Wonder if UNK are able to see through the ruse. CPU defender almost had him. Brad gonna roll right into the linebacker. Could have been dangerous. Instead, it's 3rd and 6. Another timeout for UNK. BradSnappa essentially 6 yards away from a week 1 victory here in the ECAC. Got to find a way to get 6 yards here on 3rd and 6. Might be a 4-down situation, but you basically go gambling with your defense if that's the case. Able to roll out to buy himself some time. Needs the secure catch. He comes up empty. Nearly an interception. That's got to be the punting unit. You are playing with fire if you're keeping your offense out on the field. You need the punting unit. Only problem is UNK. You're not going to be able to flip the field with a punt versus a field goal. UNK still with a tremendous puncher's chance in this one. 1:21 and a timeout left to work with as well. Game is far from over following BradSnappa's 3 and out. Not going to be fair catched. Able to make the tackle in open space. Don't want to make him gain any more yards on that punt if you can help it. Gotta watch out for chunk plays here. Do not want to give up the dreaded 1-play touchdown. Pass underneath, throwing him out of bounds is going to be UNK's friend. Not really any other way to do it with where the ball was caught. But got to try to force more of these plays inside the numbers if you can help it, if you're BradSnappa here. Maybe bring the safety secondaries, the cover flat zones a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage. Got to do something to force them to play inside the numbers. Looking to do just that here. It's a man uncovered. You're going to bring him down. Going to bring out the hurry-up offense at the very least. Doesn't look like UNK in any pressure to call a timeout. That man uncovered. Getting UNK out to the 36. And BradSnappa, similar scenes. His defense needs to hold strong here as they approach the red zone. Man advantage. Block is shed. And that is how you defend a screen pass, ladies and gentlemen. UNK have not been able to scheme anybody open with these screen passes here, at least on this drive. They come up early that time. They came up early on their previous drive with these screen passes. The BradSnappa's done well there to maintain the man advantage on both sides of the field. Big drop back, another incompletion. Sack there would have been devastating. Certainly would have brought out that last time out. And UNK still in desperation mode. The edge of field goal range. They're basically sitting on it. Stadium Post not going to make it any easier for BradSnappa here either. The out route. One man to beat. You can't sell out for it, but there's no secondary help. Touchdown. University of Nebraska Kearney. And now the pressure's flipped. BradSnappa with 3 timeouts and a dream as the kicking unit comes on for the Lopers.
Nice catch, nice play in the fourth quarter when you needed it for this team to take the lead.
The kick is up and the kick is good. BigSneezy in their matchup up 44-8. Probably going to swap over to them after this one. See if we can't catch BigSneezy's clobbering. He's only up 44-8 in the third quarter. Looks like he's trying to get as close to triple zeros on the game clock as fast as possible. I'm seeing a couple of intentional dives. Not quite looking to drop a 100 bomb on the University of Rio Grande. You know how BradSnappa not looking for a 100 bomb, just needs a touchdown. Can't settle for a field goal with that 4-point deficit. Need a lot of quick plays. You see the safety, you see the secondary stacking towards the numbers. They're not looking to make it easy for Brad to get out of bounds. Deep bomb into double coverage. It's batted down. Post University going to live to fight another day that time. It's going to be hard to stumble into a man who has a step on the defense here. Would not be surprised if UNK are using some of these free safeties. Make sure there's no crisis. Once again on the left sideline. It's out of reach and it's intercepted. That was going to be all she wrote on game 2. BradSnappa and UNK going to go to game 3 here in week 1.
Just have a knack of finding the football, and he is
Victory formation certainly incoming here.
He's like, that is mine. His second big game-changing play.
First timeout comes out, but 7 seconds left. Won't be surprised if we see an intentional safety, something to just go from 7 seconds to 0 here and get us moving on to game 3. Another timeout for BradSnappa here. 3rd and 8. It's going to bring out the field goal unit, or the punting unit, excuse me, if they can't get the first here. But again, going to be too little, too late with 4 seconds on the game clock. 1 second now. Hardly any time to even take possession back. 1 second means this play will be all she wrote.
Boy, this could really backfire if they don't convert on 4th down. And that will be the final play as the clock strikes 0 here. Sometimes it's just not your day.
And a nail-biting loss. 1 possession victories. 3 points your margin of victory in game 1. 4 your margin of victory in game 2. And the rookie going to be facing a game 3 to come out victorious in week 1. As we get into the BigSneezy show, like we said, up $1 billion on defense, on that Ohio State defense. So excuse us as we do some more swapping of the scores here. So Sneezy, not quite up $1 billion as he was in last game, but firmly in the driver's seat here in the fourth quarter. Looking to join Adonis in the 1-0 club here in week 1. Drop back to pass, hits the receiver's hands, but hit as he makes the catch as well. It's going to be an incompletion there on second down. Continuing that aggressive man defense, so as these slants develop, you run into problems, but you're going to beat the defense with these slants. You cannot throw passes like that. You got to hit him yards after the catch to have a chance. Because he forces the receiver to jump. He puts the defense back into play. And the BigSneezy defense continuing to operate. Fourth down stop for BigSneezy. He's up 44-8. And so BigSneezy in a pretty good spot here. Only a matter of time before he takes his 2-0 week 1 victory. Sneezy. Little out route, able to get a move for the first down. And Sneezy's got the accelerate play clock on. Sneezy trying to get out of here in a hurry. U of Rio Grande not exactly stopping him. They did call a timeout peculiarly enough, but sub 2-minute warning, 44-8. Certainly a respectable margin of victory. BigSneezy not exactly putting it in park. Still got the offense coming out here. But he can move the chains probably like one, maybe twice. And we can have victory formation for BigSneezy. Although, just to say, not calling timeouts. Rio Grande going to call one that time. Put a little pressure on BigSneezy. Force him to do something to really beat him here on this drive. Rio Grande not exactly lying down here on defense. Although, I did just see they're using the linemen. That's an interesting strategic choice. We see some players like to do it. Usually, we're playing from the middle linebacker position. One of the cornerbacks, if we're hedging our bets on one half of the field, seeing the ball. Not often are we seeing folks play from the lineman position. Tough ball, and it's caught. 4th and 4. Clobbered by 2 defenders, able to bring the ball down. Not enough to move the chains, so Sneezy still has to stay out there. Rio Grande out of timeouts. So moving the chains here will be all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. Caught a man on the juke move. Forget the first down. Looking for the touchdown. Instead, it'll be 1st and goal at the 5. Not sure if Sneezy's looking for the victory formation or not. He's trying to find the play. It's in here somewhere. Might just be getting deep in the bag of plays. You certainly don't operate a wildcat offense if you don't know exactly where the whole playbook is hiding here on College Football 26. The hurdle over 1. Just going to buy time for the rest of the defense to get to him. Not quite the BradSnappa spin move, hurdle, touchdown play that we saw, but going to be enough to keep the football in BigSneezy's hands at the very least. Looking to leave with a couple more points as well. Going to get shoved into the end zone. Touchdown, BigSneezy. Post University. At least going to come out with 2 victories here. Not sure where Navy and Monster are on their games. We'll get an update for that before the end of our broadcast. But Adonis already up in their game, and BigSneezy cruising to a 2-0 sweep. Looking to get 2 more on the way out. 52-8 as we jump for joy into the end zone. We will get back to BradSnappa's game 3 as they are retaking the field. They are approaching kickoff. BigSneezy still looking to pile on points on the board. 33 seconds, but out comes the onside kick. Once again, Rio Grande able to call their bluff, come up with the recovery. Oh my goodness, tackled the wrong guy. It's a QB keeper. Is there enough time? No, the user. Perfect. Threw it just short of his man, and so the secondary is able to get back into the play. Like we mentioned, you can get a step on your defender in man coverage, but you still need to throw the football perfectly to take advantage of it. And Rio Grande, they've had the right read, they just haven't had the right execution to burn Sneezy for playing this in-your-face, one-on-one, mano-a-mano, close to the receiver, man defense. Now 2nd and 10 from Sneezy's own 5. The end around. Don't give up the safety. Instead, it'll be 3rd and 14. Crisis averted. No safety. Sneezy, if I'm Sneezy, certainly want to keep a nice clean sheet. Maybe didn't get him to lay a goose egg, but keep him under 10 points here. Don't want to give up the safety. Quick screen to the outside. Going to be enough to do just that. And that's going to be all she wrote. Big Sneezy with a big game 1, week 1 victory, 52-8, an emphatic sweep for the man who got top 4 in our college football 25 ECAC spring semester. Certainly looking to pick up where he left off. Again, Adonis not too far behind, picking up the forfeit victory in week 1. So we'll take a brief break. We got to get down to the BradSnappa show, but kudos to Big Sneezy. Early semester domination has been the MO in his spring semester contest as well, as we are back to the BradSnappa show. Still a staring contest, only 1 minute into this one. And this time it's BradSnappa's turn to receive the football at the start of the 3rd quarter. Again, with short quarters, this possession game could be a game changer. That time, numbers on the right side of the field. 1 man open, 1 man blocking, and it's a touchdown to get us started here in game 3 for UNK. As we once again do need to flip the scoreboards here, unfortunately. Excuse me as we update that. So you've got Sneezy, who's able to stay on his Clemson Wildcats. University of Nebraska Kearney back on their Kansas State Wildcats.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25.
So now BradSnappa's turn to respond on the offensive side of the football. Again, as this series has progressed, University of Nebraska Kearney feels like they've kind of sniffed out the MO of this offense. Out to the running back on the weak side. Still going to get clobbered 4 yards short of the first. But it does feel like the Lopers have gotten just a little bit better at sniffing out the big tenets of this BradSnappa offense. The running back keepers, the QB rollouts, the deep passes down right sideline, left sideline. Screenplay going to be good for the first down and more. You got a couple of blockers. The defense still able to get an impact. Nice little gain of 15 to get out to the 46. But as long as BradSnappa is able to keep that QB rollout, want to keep it further in the back pocket. You can't really have that be a core tenet of your offense, especially out of the 2 or 3 plays Snappa's been running it out of. Certainly an option that's done well, but not exactly sure if that's an offense that can carry you through 4 quarters, especially here in game 3. Everybody's going to be tendencied out of their mind. This is going to be UNK's 2nd straight game of watching BradSnappa on this Clemson offense. Likewise for BradSnappa, as this will be his 2nd instance of UNK on this Kansas State offense in 3 games. So both players are already starting to get a feel of their tendencies. Need to see the counters here. It's going to be another rollout, another QB keeper on 2nd and 9, enough to move the chains. Again, not exactly disguising it, but when it's worked, it has worked. We saw some moments where the offense was sputtering, especially in the fourth quarter of game 2, when BradSnappa really needed to lean on it, needed to lean on something to find some chunk yardage. Couldn't do so. Ended up being the difference maker between a game 2 victory and us being still here in game 3 tonight. Looking for a victory in week 1. Got to claw your way towards it in week 3. Another rollout. But there's numbers. Oh, but somebody forgot about the tight end. Possession catch. And it's going to be enough to move the chains. 87. Travis Kelce, Rob Gronkowski vibes. They had the receivers underneath covered. Looks like that free safety forgot about the tight end. And Snap was able to burn him for it. Even if you're spamming the QB rollout, you got to be able to burn them through the air as well as on the ground to avoid them usuring these defenders early. Another rollout, and once again, you burn them through the air. You got to do that to keep the user defender occupied on somebody in the secondary. Let your man cook from the quarterback position, and BradSnappa's got us all tied up. Surgical on the touchdown. And if you're going to lean on the rollout, you got to disguise it, and you got to be able to do everything the rollout calls you to do. QB keepers and spotting which man on the level is open. That time able to find the receiver open in the end zone with the routes underneath all locked up. Just cannot be predictable in what you're looking for with those rollout kind of plays. Oh my God, slithers through the A-gap. That is insane. Somehow comes out unscathed and able to reset down in distance. 1st and 10 from the 23 now. Another ball out to the back in the backfield. Only good for a gain of 5 this time around.
Man, it's nice when you can depend on your big boys up front to make a lane and you get 5 or 6 yards. You get 5 or 6 yards a pop. You move the ball down the field easily, and more importantly, can get this defense to be more aggressive, to bring DBs close to the line of scrimmage, and then that might open up some big
Snappa continuing to operate in the middle linebacker position. I've liked his run defense. But we have talked about the mano-a-mano in open space. Need to see that through the air. Usually it's hard to make your presence felt from a user perspective on the run. You can certainly get lucky if you can call your shot on the direction of the run defense, but usually that's just calling the right play, calling the right coverage pre-snap. This time UNK going to play outside the numbers. Just not going to let BradSnappa be a factor from that middle linebacker position. And we saw them play outside the numbers over, I felt like, repeatedly in game 2. But BradSnappa was able to scheme, make sure he had numbers on both sides of the field. So even if it was a screen pass in either direction, you've got the man being blocked, and you've still got help past that. And it's at least kept the opposing offense in front of him rather than having to defend these moon balls going over the top of you. UNK have not quite been able to do that. Mano-a-mano in open space, and again, UNK able to burn him for it. These are the high leverage situations we're talking about. User on user. Everybody draws up their scheme pre-snap. But when you draw up that one-on-one, that's where the user on the sticks needs to make a play. Going to be a loss of 1 there. And what did we say? Hard to make your presence felt on the run. And that time, BradSnappa flying pat. Looked like he was playing the quarterback, keeping the ball, but it goes to the back. 2nd and 11. He dives past 1. It's going to be 3rd and inches. The defense has got his back at the end of the first. BradSnappa, I mean, he's gone. He's sold out on these dives. We're not being out of character saying that BradSnappa's been selling out on these dives to try to extend the range of his defense rather than go for these closer tackles. That is a boom or bust style of defense here. Speaking of boom or bust, we got cover 1. Got big man defense trying to watch for the QB sneak. It's going to be too little, too late. And that'll be 1st and 10.
And I know that defensively too, but I'm just trying to dive and create a pile, but it's so hard to stop.
I'm BradSnappa. You want to be the last player to score in the second quarter so that you can tip the scales when you receive possession in the third. It's poised to do just that here at the 28. Not exactly a foregone conclusion that UNK score here. But even if they operate incredibly slow, they're going to run out of field to run this matriculating kind of offense that we've seen them try to operate with. 3rd and 3 now. 2 straight runs, so they are trying to take game clock off of the scoreboard as much as they can here. This time the pass outside the numbers and nobody's home. Touchdown. UNK Lopers. And University of Nebraska, we talked about making sure you got players on both sides of the numbers. That time, able to find a gap in the defense. Nobody's home outside the numbers. It's going to be a tough cover. Again, usually with the tight end, you're looking for strong yardage rather than quick yardage, but Moses parting the seas that time, and BradSnappa a little too late to recover. Far from crisis averted. So you see BradSnappa content to take as much game time off of the clock. Clock doesn't exactly move on the kickoff until you're outside of the end zone. So much ado about nothing there. But BradSnappa, the world is his oyster. You can go as slow as he'd like here. If he finds a one-play touchdown, feel free to take it. Of course, can't say no to scoring in college football. 26, don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth because you're trying to optimize the game clock, but we are going to need to optimize a 5-yard penalty here. He's going to have 1 second. He's going to have to eat it or instantly call a timeout. He's not able to instantly call a timeout, so we are going to be eating a 5-yard delay of game penalty to start this drive. Again, we talked about moving slowly. You wonder how intentional it is. Give yourself 5 more yards of slow matriculation to work with. Give yourself 8 first downs to work with instead of 7 as well. Although the run on 1st and 10 or 1st and 15 comes up empty, and now BradSnappa firmly behind the sticks with 2nd and long. Gonna have to do some damage through the air. UNK certainly gonna be sniffing that out here.
They try to run the football in the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
Risky play here, looking to do some damage with the back underneath, but UNK are all over it. It's another tackle for loss. 3rd and 16. And BradSnappa's heads-up play might be blowing up in his face here. Another loss on 2nd down. And now 3rd and 16. Not going to have any ability to disguise the pass play this time around. There's going to be no secret as to where this football's going. BradSnappa's been able to diagnose wide open receivers. Now we're going to look for the one-on-one 50-50 ball. Ah, it's batted loose. And BradSnappa going to come up empty. Lucky that one wasn't picked off with the defender over the top of the receiver.
On the opening drive, they had a little bit of a come to Jesus with their defensive coordinator on the sideline. I don't know what he said, but he, I think, just invoked the fear.
It's going to bring out the punting unit. And now you go from trying to tip the scales and open up a multi-possession lead to having that possession in the 3rd quarter be a stopgap. Even if you give up another score here, there's still a lot of game clock left. You can still punch back and be down a score at the start of the 3rd. Have the opening touchdown, get you back into the game. So even though there's potential for a multi-possession deficit here, it's still far from over, especially if BradSnappa is able to lock in and force a couple TFLs, a 3 and out, maybe grab a takeaway. Still looking for the first interception in this contest for the defense.
They basically pushed the blockers right into the lap of that running back.
He'll keep it himself.
The QB keeper clobbered just past the line of scrimmage. No turnovers just yet there.
You know, as a quarterback, when you're doing this zone read play, you got to read that defensive end. And if he crashes down hard inside to take the running back away, right away you know now you're keeping the football. Nice job by the quarterback.
And underneath, he's looking at, oh, dangerous ball. He just lobs it into space. Looked like the defense was selling out to the right sideline, so the man streaking across the middle of the field is open for the touchdown. Looked like absolute insanity throwing the lob pass to the man over the line of scrimmage, but it's just what the doctor ordered for 6. A bit of an unorthodox offensive attack there, but it works all the same. Heads up play by UNK to watch the defense selling out to the, I believe it was the tight end or the back out of the backfield, moving to the right sideline. Able to get the whole defense looking right. Caught the man streaking out towards the left sideline. And that's how you create numbers advantages in this game. In Madden 26 as well. I mean, that's how you do it in the sport of football. Catch folks looking one way, you can get a numbers advantage on the other. A deep drop back. For snap, oh, right into the hands of the defense. Tough play. The route led him right into the secondary. Looks like the cornerback or one of the free safeties, and a deep drop lying in wait for him. And this has a chance to get out of hand. BradSnappa now got to be a fire stopper. The sort of possession magic we discussed can only take you so far. You do not want to see UNK still have a 2-possession lead if the stars align and you score at the start of the third quarter. Especially with the low scoring affairs that we've had. 28-24, 35, I believe it was 35-30, 35-33. 30 seems to be the upper limit of both of these offensive engines. You got to be certainly wary of that in the back of your head, that your defense needs to stay locked in, needs to stay strong as we approach the 2-minute warning. Still 6 timeouts among the two teams. So a lot is possible here. BradSnappa's defense. Again, we're still looking for that takeaway. It's possible we almost find it right here. Instead, it's batted down. Could have been a pick 6 if the defender was able to jump the route. And the win that BradSnappa needs on defense comes his way. Out comes the punting unit for UNK. Not quite the punt UNK we're looking for. This is going to be short. Has a chance for a couple of blockers here. Able to get past the whole group. Now it's just him and the punter. It's going to be a foot race down the right sideline. BradSnappa, cool, calm, and collected through the storm. The whole world is collapsing around him, able to hold on to the football and take it to the house. And that is how you respond when the game is crumbling around you. The whole line is crumbling around you. The whole return team trying to put a stop to the returner. Instead, we take it to the crib and it's a 1-possession game. BradSnappa reminding UNK that he's still here. Just when this game could have gotten out of hand, BradSnappa now making his presence felt.
Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. From the gun, he leaves it with the
Now the run on 1st and 10, he's getting stuck on his own man. Gonna have to settle for a gain of 5. His own lineman doing him no favors that time. And BradSnappa keeping UNK on pace here. That's the first step to get a win on defense. You got to go gambling with the 2 receivers going opposite directions. Thankfully, he was able to get hands on the quarterback before either one got burned. And BradSnappa now, you see him playing this tight man-to-man defense. We're going all out on the quarterback. And once again, able to pressure him into a rushed throw and an incompletion. Out comes the punting unit yet again. And BradSnappa with a chance to flip the whole field on him. The minute 20, still a chance to score. And again, the stars are going to align for you with possession in the third quarter. A much better punt out of the punting unit this time. And a much better piece of work tackling from the punting unit as well. Not going to let BradSnappa get much further beyond that 24-yard line where the ball was kicked out to. Watch X on the left side of your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Mano-y-mano. Had a chance, but instead, we're going to opt for the safe yardage that gets us out of bounds. Heads up play by BradSnappa. Take advantage of every opportunity you can to get out of bounds. Keep as many of those 3 timeouts in your pocket as you can. 1 minute and 7 seconds is going to be a long time in college football 26, so don't feel like you need to go boom or bust just yet. Looking for the rollout. You got a wealth of passes underneath. Took a little too long to pick his favorite target. UNK were able to sniff it out. Looked like 3 curl routes. And you had the running back out of the backfield on the left side. Made it very easy for this zone defense to just sit and wait, pick their poison. Made it very easy for UNK when they user to their favorite zone defender in the airspace. They're already in a pretty good spot. And BradSnappa has been so disciplined on keeping it or taking the intentional incompletion out of bounds. That time, he gives the football right back. He's got a man streaking downfield. Need to make a play. The CPU's got his back. And once again, unfortunately, we're back in fire starter mode. It's been such a back and forth second quarter momentum-wise for both of our teams here. Both players jostling for control. The line collapsing around the quarterback. And Post University able to come up with a sack for 2nd and 15. Defense continuing to hold strong. Just 35 seconds and 3 timeouts between them and a stop. Got to throw it underneath the defense. There's the user win we needed to see from BradSnappa there. There was not exactly anyone in help position. I know you saw number 7 arrive on your screen. Could have been dangerous user shenanigans if BradSnappa wasn't able to get his hands on the receiver there. Going to be a keeper for 3rd and 5. The first timeout comes out for Post University. Out comes the field goal unit. And now BradSnappa can start looking for the boomer bust Hail Mary plays. He's going to have a couple of those following this field goal. So now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our quarterback to do our best Josh Allen impression. Don't worry about the arm punts. If it's an interception, but you flip the field, it's not exactly the end of the world. Because even though both teams have 5 timeouts, 12 seconds left to work with, you just run into the physics, the math physics problem of how fast you can snap the ball, how long it takes routes to develop. So on the BradSnappa end of things, we're looking 1 to 2, maybe 3 plays, depending on if we can go underneath and out of bounds immediately. We've got a man, the ball over the top of the defense unscathed. He couldn't get a man on his defender. And out comes the early arm punt. It's going to be UNK's turn to try to get a 1-play touchdown. Not exactly the end of the world. A 10-point deficit. A QB keeper on 1st and 10 from your own 15 is insane. Not too surprisingly, it doesn't go anywhere, and we have halftime. A 10-point deficit, and BradSnappa starting with the football here to open the second half. Already proven to be a dangerous man on punt returns. Want to see some magic here on the kickoff. Wise play. If you're not getting magic, the second best thing is usually going to be a touchback. Rarely are folks taking it to the house or even getting much further than the touchback here. The punt, bit of a different story, especially when folks don't get the punt they're looking for, like we saw on BradSnappa's return. BradSnappa now a lot of pressure to take advantage of the possession clock. And there, wise move on the QB scramble. Excuse me, as BradSnappa wisely identifying he had 1 receiver on that side of the field, but had like 8 defenders. Felt like we had all 11 on that side of the field. So BradSnappa not looking a gift horse in the mouth. Going to take the incompletion and bring about 2nd and 10. Time it's BradSnappa's turn for the mesh spot action. The inside cross, not exactly mesh spot, kind of bootleg mesh, but it's when you have those pair of crossing routes. Again, you put pressure on users who love playing that middle linebacker position to get the right answer, and once again, you're able to find folks underneath. You got those sorts of crossing routes force the user middle linebacker to get active. You can't play back from it. You have to play that 50-50 ball. Pick your right answer. If not, you can just get nickeled and dimed like this over and over and over and over again. It is that simple. You force your defender to schematically bring these middle linebackers closer, bring the free safeties closer if you have to. And then from a user perspective, you got to commit. Although the downside is when you commit like this and you guess correctly, you end up with very little options. So BradSnappa there, lucky that time to get away with a 1-yard gain. Might have gotten the same if he just tried to power through the lineman there. But if you can play that 50-50 correctly, there's the man not quite linked up with the quarterback. So the timing there just a little bit off. And instead it's going to be 3rd and 9. That's the danger of mesh spot. The longer it takes these routes to develop, the less effective they can be because you're running into other people in the zone defense. You lose that advantage of forcing the user linebacker to react, but you gain a whole new one right here with a wide open space for the quarterback to run through. You part the seas, and none of these corner zones are ready to react to that movement. BradSnappa seeing the user linebacker react and just throwing him out, but that time, connection from the middle linebacker and the cornerback on that one. Nowhere for BradSnappa to go, and that's the downside to these mesh spot plays. It's all covered up. There's not exactly a secondary option lying in wait. And once again, the same thing here. You're forced to throw across your body. These are incredibly risky throws. Your secondary options are not exactly safe targets. So when it works, it looks amazing. When it doesn't work, you're forced to take incompletions or risky scrambles. Be a safe option, but once again, the numbers aren't there. Even to the man in the end zone. It was going to be a rough throw trying to throw, mid-run with the quarterback, especially on Heisman difficulty, on all Madden difficulty. That's a pass that's going to usually be at his feet or thrown short. Oh my goodness, and the stadium post forces the missed field goal. Oh my goodness. So UNK able to pitch a shutout. And now with a 10-point lead, they're firmly in the driver's seat in this one.
The field goal miss, make rate, and listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
Squirts across the 30 to the 32, a pickup of 5.
You're going to see a lot of run. If UNK, if they're doing their homework, yep, there goes the 2 clock. You saw it right there, folks. We were at 3 minutes. Now we're at 2:30. They can gain 5, 4 little chunk plays here. 3rd and 4, it's a gain of 0, but they're probably going to come out in the same 2 clock all the same. They have a multi-possession game. They're still at their own 33, but even though they gave up a punt return, I'm not exactly sure how much you sell the house on that and try to give yourself good field goal position for these punts. Once again, 2 clock comes out. Quarterback under center. And the route. That short drag route going to be good to flip the chains. And UNK, we saw them be incredibly capable of just deleting time from this game clock. They're going to do a lot of that here with this multi-possession lead. Oh my goodness, run right up the middle and nobody's home. The whole line, the whole box crashes onto the line of scrimmage. None of the secondary is there, and UNK are opening up a dangerous lead, 30-14. We talked about it. 30 has been where these offenses have been peaking out. That's going to be as good of an offensive game as you could hope for, and we're still in the 3rd quarter. UNK peaking at the right time. BradSnappa going to need a response here with the football back in his hands to keep this game close. You don't want to sound any of the mental alarms, but make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, if UNK get this ball back, it might be the last possession of the contest. You got to think about a 4-down offense right now. You got to think about a 1-play touchdown if you can find it. You cannot matriculate your way upfield if you can help it. You have to throw cross body. Instead, it's a man wide open downfield. He can't connect with him. And it's incomplete. A second missed connection between the receiver and the quarterback. Gift-wrapped present for BradSnappa. He says, no, thank you. He's unable to connect. We're going to go right back to the well, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Able to make the reception with the man draped on him. Insane UNK were not able to burn him that time. Although, again, they weren't ready the first time around. BradSnappa wasn't able to get the connection with his receiver, so a bit of user error there. So gutsy play for him to call his shot, able to make one man miss. Can't get the second one to do the same. It's going to get thrown out of bounds at the 11. And we're in a good spot over BradSnappa. Not quite a one-play touchdown, but moving with the quickness. Have a chance to turn upfield here. Got two defenders looking like bouncers on the way to the club. As he's just trying to sneak into the end zone, gets thrown out. 2nd and 1 from the 2. 3rd and 2 from the 3. A loss of 1. But BradSnappa likes what he's seeing. It's going to audible. He liked what he saw. The man underneath. Dangerous ball, but it's rifled in for the touchdown. Post University. UNK far from out of the woods in this one. Going to be a 10-point lead. And now BradSnappa needing to turn up the heat on defense. It's been the story of the game. But BradSnappa going to have to find a win. It's a QB keeper. It's a fake punt. Fake PAT, excuse me. But we come up empty, and it's still a 2-possession game. I mean, would have been kind of cool. I mean, a 9-possession game, 9-point game. Would have been 2 possessions regardless. But now we need 2 touchdowns instead of touchdown plus field goal. There's still a lot of pressures. We've said it once, we've said it 1,000 times. The defense going to need an answer here in the clutch with a UNK team that has had no problem with this game clock, with this clock management. Ball on first down, 2nd and 10. The only way you're going to force them to throw it is if you can get some stops on these 1st and 10 runs they've liked so much in this offense. Run on 2nd and 10. The line collapses, but no one is home to fill the gaps. And we move the chains. It's 1st and 10.
As a defense, you can have the right call and the right guy in the right spot, but that guy's just too good. And how about the running back on that play? Just making it happen.
Man, I mean, heads up play from the line. You see BradSnappa trying to delay his attack on the middle linebacker. He's trying to make his presence felt as soon as the gap reveals itself. Only problem is they were able to open up 2, and UNK just able to reverse upfield for more gain. This time bouncing it to the outside. 1 man misses, 2 man misses, able to shove past the 3rd, and now it's a foot race. 4 versus 14. Able to shove off the whole secondary for the touchdown. UNK throwing the dagger in the 4th quarter. Just trying to run out the game clock, but they'll happily take 6 more points on their way out. And we talked about one-on-one plays. BradSnappa on all 3 of those users, it looked like, that weren't able to bring down the running back en route to the end zone. No way around it. You can scheme. You can only scheme your CPU so far. If you can't make the tackle when it's one-on-one, it is going to be tough to win games, especially in these close contests, especially if they can sniff that out. And if we can run, we can throw out a juke move, and I'm not worried about the user making a tackle. Multiple chances. Got to spot the 1-play touchdown. Roll out to buy some time, and this is a man with a step on his defender. Touchdown. Post University. BradSnappa like a doctor in the pocket, diagnosing the problem with the defense to perfection that time. It's a 1-play touchdown for Post University. Unfortunately, we're back where we started, but we've wasted 2.5 minutes to get here. BradSnappa turning up the heat here in the 4th quarter, but UNK running just as hot.
But it's so frustrating when you got a guy that just breaks the contain of the pocket, breaks down your defense. Now you got to cover it longer in the back end, and you can tell he comes free, he sees him, catches it, and walks right into the end zone.
K-State has the ball back, and the Power Cat offense returns to the field. Last time they had it, they were backed up in their own end.
Run on 1st and 10. Good for about 4. We're reaching timeout time, ladies and gentlemen. Once you get under that 2-minute warning, the rules of the game aren't really going to help you in stopping that game clock. And so it'll be all up to defense being able to keep the offense. In this case, you want them outside the numbers. You're happy to force them out of bounds. Force them to make catches en route to running out of bounds. So you can save all 3 of these timeouts. And that time, no other way to slice it. Clobbering the running back. No gap to run through that time. Looked like they were trying for the C gap between the tight end and that last lineman, but it gets shut down. Fortunately, like we said, once we're under this 2-minute warning, you got to start bringing out your timeouts. Play action, but we sold out for the run, and nobody is home on this one. We bring it out to the tight end, so quicker players in the secondary are able to race out there, but you saw it on your screen, folks, before the pass got rifled to the tight end. The whole line sold out on that run. The middle linebackers did not look ready to react there. They fell for the play action. Been able to move the chains. We're not getting a timeout out of BradSnappa. He might understand that it is victory formation. The rookie falling prey to the long 3-game series. The variety that you need. The tendency game that we talked about in the beginning of game 2 here. And UNK just realizing if they run the football, if they can scheme a route open, they can win the one-on-one matchup. A timeout coming out here from BradSnappa, but this is going to be all she wrote here because I believe the play clock is 40 seconds. And even if it isn't, it'll give BradSnappa the chance. Yeah, the play clock is 40 seconds. So that is going to be all she wrote. GG's to BradSnappa, the win. Opening game win of his rookie season. Unfortunately, opening match loss. He wins he loses 1-2, excuse me, in a nail biter. We do briefly transition. Before we do leave, we want to see if we can't grab the scores from Navy's and Monsters game. I do take a brief trip into the ECAC scoreboards here. Okay, so Monster Mash, unfortunately, it looks like he took a forfeit loss. So he's down 0-2. And Navy, in their opening matchup against John Brown University, also fall to 0-2. So a rough week for Post University overall, but Adonis and BigSneezy coming out the beneficiaries. Again, my name is Sandwich. That's going to do it for tonight's action. We hope y'all enjoyed the show. Should be back throughout the remainder of the semester. It's a long season and it's Swiss format, so we're going to see a lot of closer games, even as the season starts and especially as the season progresses. Always a pleasure to be here. We'll see y'all next time.